It might seem a long way off, but trust me, the end is near. Yep, you're getting towards the end of your time in office. At least that's if you watched this video when it went out in March. I would suspect if you are watching it live, as it were, you probably have about 4 to 8 weeks left of your time in office, and that is not a long time. So it really is time to start thinking about your end of term speech. It's time to prepare. It's time to practice. It's time to polish that speech to make it a really, really memorable speech for everybody who comes to see you step down. So what I wanted to do today is give you a little bit of an idea about how that speech is kind of going to take shape and give you a few pointers about maybe what you want to do. So first and foremost, the first thing you need to do is go and find out how long you've got. This is really, really important. If you've been given 5 minutes to speak, don't speak for 15 minutes. I know it is kind of tempting because you've put a heck of a lot into this year. You know, a lot has happened. You've got a lot of things you want to say. But meetings are not the most exciting things, and people do like it if they run to time. If everything overruns, then people are going to be delayed, and ultimately they want to get through the meeting and they want to come and shake your hand and congratulate you. So find out how long you've got to speak and make sure that your speech lasts that long. So what are you going to do with the time that you've got? Well, I suppose there's 3 areas that you'll probably want to cover. You'll want to do your thank yous, you want to do your achievements, and you want to do your highlights. So thank yous, yeah, obviously, you know, you're going to have so many people to thank. Just try and remember to thank them all, and always add at the end, anybody else I've forgotten. You know, thank you to everybody that's made the year such a wonderful one. I mean, I'm sure you're going to do it in your own way, but thank yous are very, very important because, you know, you didn't achieve it on your own, did you? So you're also going to want to talk about your achievements. I think that's really important. You're going to want to talk about the changes that you've seen, the impact that you've had, the really good stuff that you've done. You want to talk about all of that. And don't worry too much about blowing your own trumpet. It's fine. You've done a good job. Tell people about the good things that have happened. And finally, you are going to want to talk about the highlights of the year. But just be a bit careful when you're talking about highlights. It's all too easy to say, oh, I really enjoyed this, I enjoyed that, I thought this was wonderful. And then you end up talking about yourself the whole time. And you're not really talking about yourself. You're actually talking about the events that you went to. This event organised by this organisation was brilliant. This thing that the community did was brilliant. That's what you're talking about. So try and phrase the highlights in terms of what the community did, what these events were like, what these organisations achieved, so that you're talking about other people rather than yourself, because you are going to talk about yourself enough. So it's nice to frame it in the way of talking about other people as well. So those are your 3 things: your thanks, your achievements, and your highlights. Now, in an ideal world, you'll be able to take those 3 things and blend them all together into a theme or a metaphor or something like that, something that ties the whole speech together. So for example, when I stood down, I talked about football. I know, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's so imaginative, but it lent itself really well to what I wanted to say. When I spoke about the thanks, I spoke about my teammates, about the different positions that they played on the mayoral field, as it were. When I talked about my achievements and what we'd done, I spoke about the trophies that we'd won, the medals, the honours that we had picked up as a team. And then finally, when I talked about the highlights, I spoke about Match of the Day, about the highlights reel that you were going to see on TV. And that really worked, and it was a nice rounded speech. I got a lot of congratulations. A lot of people came up to me after and said that they really enjoyed my speech. And if people enjoy your speech, you're not doing badly, are you? So if you can get some theme that runs through your speech, some metaphor that runs through your speech, people will enjoy it a lot more. So if you're going to learn anything from this video, please learn that it's time to start thinking about preparing. It's time to start thinking about practicing. It's time to start thinking about polishing your speech, because you do really, really want to make a brilliant speech to finish off with. You know, it's been a great year. You've achieved so much. You want to finish on a big note. You want to finish on a high. And once you've made your speech, if you manage to get a video of it and you can get it on YouTube, I would love to see it. Please share it with me, or any photos or anything like that, any quotes, please share them with me on Twitter, on Facebook, through the contact form on my website. I'd love to know how it goes. So please keep me in touch, and good luck. I know you're going to be fine. Thanks very much for listening. My name's Duncan Bass-Graham-Brown. I'm the Civic Coach. Good night.